Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, August 17th, and today we will cover the trades for the YieldMax funds, Tesle, Cony, NVDY, and Misty. First, just a few trades I did yesterday for my options journey myself. TSLY was green, so I decided to sell a call for $10. At the time, it was pretty much at the money. TSLY was trading around $10. And since I don't care if I get assigned, I sold it at the money. And I got 56 cents per share or $56. And then I got a little crazy looking at charts with TNA. I'll just share with you what I'm kind of learning. So I used Thinkorswim, and I added a couple lines to the chart that comes up on Thinkorswim. The green line is the 30-day simple moving average. The blue is the 100-day simple moving average. And the red is the 200-day simple moving average. And the idea behind that is, anything, if you look at the 200 moving average, anything below that or anything at that line, it should be essentially, again, in my mind, the safe play. Like if it should bounce off of that, maybe, right? Because that's been the average over the past 200 days. So it looks like it's sitting around 36 bucks. The 100-day is around $38. So I looked at a $36 put. I was going to sell a $36 put because that's a no-brainer. But I didn't because the premium wasn't good enough. So I went a little braver and I sold a $37 put because that's right in the middle of the blue and red lines. Again, I don't want to get into too much further detail, but I'm playing with charts. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm gonna just teach you guys along the way what I find out. So anyway, I did use a chart. I did use some lines, some fancy looking lines to make the decision. So as you can see, I sold a put for $37, expires next week. So 7 trading days. It's out of the money, meaning, TNA's price at the time was around $39, I believe. So, since you're selling a put and it's below the current price, that's considered out of the money. I forget the percentage, but either way, I got 50 cents per share or $50 for that trade. And then I decided at $3.55 before the market closes, why the hell not? Let's sell another put. Again, TSLY was trading high around close to the $10 range. I'm like, I'll just sell a $9.50 for next week and I'll get another, 30 cents per share or $30. So yesterday, again, I made pretty good money, over $100, which for 1 week in options for me, that's good. Okay. Sorry, I had to get that out. But let's move on. If you're interested in more of the options, my options journey, I do go into detail on Saturday's video, which will be today. So I'll work on that today and that'll be posted this afternoon. All right. Now let's take a look at Tesle. Tesle had a trade. Well, they all had trades because it was Friday. So very busy day, which by the way, before I forget, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. And if you're not subscribed, please remember to do that, and then you can set the notifications. All right, now back to the fun stuff. So yes, every single fund had a trade, right? Tesle, NVDY, Cony, and Misty. So let's just go in order like we normally do. So what did Tesle do? They sold a call. They BC'd a put, okay, 2,375. It looks like they closed out part of their synthetic, all right. They BC'd a call, third line down, 207.50. That's their weekly, so they closed out their weekly. Look what they paid, though, 948. Yeah, that's not good. But Tesla's been going up, so, again, they got caught. Now, the SS, that's the new position for next week, 8/23 expiration. They got 222 credit. Obviously, looks like nothing compared to the 948 we had to shell out, but it is what it is. We'll take a look at the numbers. And then the BC, the 210. So they closed out the other position, 1315 contracts. They paid $735 for that. Not quite as damaging as the one above, but still. And then they sold a put into next week with a 225 strike. All right, so let's go to this spreadsheet. Okay, so Tesle 210 synthetic. This is where they removed 2,375 contracts. Now, what that means is, so they have a 210 and a 215 now, right? Because remember, they had the 260 and the 265. They closed it, they rolled them to 210 and 215. So they closed out 2,375 contracts from the 210, probably because people sold out of the fund. So if you look, the forced closure of that, actually these should be opposite colors. This should be green because that is income. They did make money on that. And then this should be red. This is outgo. This is a payment. This is a debit. So they got 5.6 mil for selling the call. They paid 3.4 mil to close the put. So good. They made money on the forced closure. So that's fine. No big deal there. So we go to the 215. No change here, right? We just have the... Oh my God, I didn't update the date. So they changed 8:15. Copy that. You guys got to catch these mistakes I do, right? Anyway, so no change to the 215 besides the open from the prior day. Now let's go to the August tab and see how Tesla actually did yesterday. Tesla went up by Tesla went up by 0.92%. TSLY went up 0.07%. So not a big gain overall, but again, I think they were already screwed either way. But let's see what the damage was. All right, so they paid $9.48 for the larger position, $9.48 per share. Obviously, you see they got an original credit of $3.35, so this was a loss. So they had to pay $31.3 million to close that out, and this transaction ending up being a loss of $20.2 million. So that sucks. All right, let's look at the other one. So we have 1,315 contracts. They paid $735 for that. The original open price was $261, hence another loss. So they paid a total of $966,000 to close it out, ending loss being $623,000 for that trade. Yes, that sucks as well. So in the end, that the 5% out of the money didn't quite get the job done. All right, because again, Tesla does what it does. You don't know what week it's going to go up, and this was the week. So we got caught up in it and we lost money. All right, let's take a look at the trades for the following week. We got 30,648 contracts, 227.50 strike, 5.27% out of the money. What the heck? And then we got 1,315 contracts, 225 strike, 4.11% out of the money. So 4 to 5% out of the money. Now, what are they yielding? That's the question. Well, they got 53% yield and a 69% yield. So their 30-day IV is 48%. So the 53% yield makes a little sense, but the 69% does not. So the 225 strike, again, we don't know the timing of it, but based on what we see and the data I'm using, it's a little aggressive, right? They could have gone, maybe instead of going lower, maybe go up one higher, right? Because 4% out of the money when Tesla's kind of on a green trend, little risky. We'll see. All right, so outstanding shares, did they move? No, they did not. No change there. So let's go to the recap. 30-day IV, 48%. Outstanding shares, 50,550,000. Net income on the weeklies is non-existent now, so they're at a loss of $13.1 million. Reaction, yeah, a lot of crying. They should cry, all right? They lost, all right? They lost the trade, weekly trade. So let's just go to the payment data. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, we got a disaster. We have synthetic loss of 183 million. We have short call loss of 13.1 million. We have a net loss for this month. Again, this is like taxable loss. Think of like the actual trades that happen, realized trades, not unrealized. Net loss of 196 million. So I can't even talk about either. So there's no estimate to provide. There's no estimate with total income. There's no estimate with short call income. So as of right now, it's just a bad month. Let's go to the holdings. Let's see what we got going on here. Again, we got the two synthetics. And are they worth money? Yes, they are, because, right now they are, what do we say Tesla price is? Let me just go back. Tesla is at 216.12, right? So these two synthetic calls here, they're at 210 and 215. So since Tesla is above that price, they can make money on the synthetic. That's the only saving grace. Of course, they want to win the weeklies next week too, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, nothing. Net income wise, I don't think anything can save them unless Tesla goes to 300. But who knows? Either way, the synthetic is, it's in a good position, but hopefully the weeklies for next week, we start making money again. Net asset value, 694 million. The NAV is 1373 and the trade price is 1373. So yeah, not a great week. Sorry guys. But at least you're not Nvidia, because Nvidia did, in my opinion, something stupid. So let's get to it. What did they do? They did an S for sell, BC for buy to close. So they closed the 115 synthetic, right? They expired 9/20. And they made money on it, but they added it to the existing synthetic, which is only $1 more, same expiration date. Now, what's the problem with this? Why am I annoyed? Well, look what they paid, right? They paid $14.40. They just made $15 per share on selling the call. And now you're going to go pay $14.40? Instead of going at the money? Let me show you in a second. So basically they closed the synthetic and they moved it to the other synthetic. So if we take a look here, we got the 115, right? So yesterday, 29,490 contracts, right? They closed it out, done. They're done with the 115, that's fine. They made $29 million, that's awesome, amazing profit. Now, look at the price of Nvidia. $124.58. So if you're going to close out a synthetic, on a profit of 29 million and Nvidia's price is at 124, what would you do? Would you add it to a 116 synthetic, or would you create a new position at 124? No, they chose to add it at the 116. So the 116 was pre-existing from the other day, so they added it there. And what's the problem with this? Well, here's the problem, okay? Again, Nvidia price is 124. So the cost to open a 116 synthetic position is not cheap. $27.1 million to open that position. Again, I'll repeat it. We made $29 million on yesterday's trade, the closeout. They spent $27 million to sell, to add to the current synthetic strike of 116. Keep in mind, the normal process of synthetics would be to add or create a position at the money. Nvidia strike price would have been 124. That's considered at the money. What would it have costed us? Not much, not $27 million. So this $27 million, we just paid that. We paid that out of pocket. So in the end, yesterday, we net $2.8 million. This did happen yesterday, and I did let it go because I said, okay, maybe it's some type of strategy. But so yesterday, they had 30,000 contracts. They closed out. They made 24.1 million, and that's when they opened the 116, right? Is it? No, they didn't originally open it. This is the second transaction on the 116. But either way, so they made the day before, they made 24 million, and they paid 21 million to add it to the 116 because Nvidia was also, I think it was around 222 yesterday in price. So in the end, we only made 2.8 million for yesterday and 2.8 million the day before. So instead of making, over 50 million, we are now sitting at making 5 million. So why does this annoy me? Because I don't understand it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's some type of strategy here, but I thought they're not here to time the market. So I decided to be a little rat and go lead the prospectus. And I'm reading here, okay, purchase, this is for the synthetic, purchase call option, sold put option at the money. Strike price, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it says at the money. I don't know. I'm sure there's something else that says there's flexibility here, but what are we doing? Why aren't we going at the money? Like what is with this? I mean, again, I know they have earnings coming up. So earnings is coming up 8/28, which is before the expiration date. So what is the sense in paying this expense if we don't have to, right? Obviously, if earnings sucks and it goes down, we lose money either way. But is there, and I'm serious, like maybe I'm missing something, but what is the point of this? Why pay 21 million, 27 million to open a position with a much lesser strike price than the current price of the stock? Doesn't make sense to me. We would be sitting here with a massive synthetic income. Now we're sitting here, with what? Nothing. 5 mil? What we freaking do? I don't know, man. You guys may disagree with me, but I just think that was completely stupid. All right, let's move on. We got 816 yesterday. Nvidia went up 1.4%. NVDY went up 0.64%. So they already closed out their trades for the week. We know that, right? So, and that was another dagger to the heart because we already paid. What did we pay? Look what we paid. 74 and 13. So obviously we're getting killed on the weeklies and we're not letting the synthetics help us for some reason. So as we stand going into next week, 5 full trading days, we have 20,000 contracts, 124 strike. That's already in the money. It's in the money by 0.47%. And then we have 59,490 contracts, 130 strike, 4.35% out of the money. Outstanding holdings, they go up by 300,000, so that's good. 30-day IV, 62%. Outstanding shares, 39.1 mil. Net income, guess what? It's non-existent. It's a loss of 42 million. Yes, I'm sorry, my reaction is poop. You got poop, because I think that synthetic move was poop. Someone please explain otherwise. That includes people watching from YieldMax or just people watching in general, because I'm happy to be proven wrong, or not proven wrong, but just get an explanation of a strategy of why that's better than selling than making a synthetic at the money. All right. Surprisingly enough, we have synthetic income, but not much. Could have been a lot more. We got 13.2 mil. The short call income is 42. Loss, of course. Net loss for the month, 28 mil. So we can't look at total income and we can't look at short call income, right? Because total income is a net loss. Short call income is a loss. So just like Tesle, we have no estimate to give, right? Had we accepted the $50 million synthetic, credit and only paid an at the money synthetic price, we'd be sitting here with probably a decent payment coming out, but we're not. Anyway, moving on. Oh, I did not do these freaking colors, probably because NVIDIA pissed me off. All right, so we got synthetic at the top. We have one synthetic position. So let me unhighlight this. Boom. Now we got the other part of the synthetic over here. So let me this should be clear. And then this would be the synthetic right here. Boom. All right, so the good news is, and there is good news, currently the put of our synthetic is only going to cost $41 million to close at the moment, and we can make $114 million on the call. So, you know, in the end, if Nvidia keeps going up, yes, we can keep making money. So will it all work out in the end if timing and if the price keeps going up? Maybe, I don't know. You'd have to run the numbers. But who knows, man. Anyway, let's keep going. What do we got? Synthetic, the weeklies. I gotta highlight the other weekly. And again, this is the GOAT. I hold the GOAT to much higher expectations. So that's why they get, it's out of love, the GOAT, But if you keep doing this, I'm not going to call you the GOAT anymore. So anyway, there's the holdings for next week. So here's some other good news. Look at that. Net asset value, 985 mil. NAV is 25.17. Trade price, 25.16. So is there room to grow next week, though? Well, we have there's no room on the 20,000 contracts, but there's room on the 59,000 contracts. So it is very, very possible that next week is the week of $1 billion. So we shall see. Okay, moving on. That was NVDY. So sorry, NVIDIA, for being too hard on you, but that's just my opinion. I got to give my opinion, or else what the hell's the point of this? Cony, oh my God. Cony, you are a royal pain in the ass. And that's all I'm going to say. Whoever the fund manager is, you're breaking up trades, right? Usually when they open a trade, certain amount of contracts, they close it the same way. But when they start just breaking it up on the Friday, you're closing all of them anyway. Why are you breaking them up? I don't know. What a freaking pain in the ass. That's all I'm going to say. I know I'm complaining a lot today, but look at this, man. Do you blame me? I'm not even going to read through these, but basically they closed a lot. They opened a lot. So let's go to the spreadsheet. All right. So Cony, where are we at? We got synthetic 210, right? Synthetic 210. So did they add to the synthetic? No, they did not. Okay, so that synthetic just sits there. It's fine. Let's not talk about it. We had enough talk about synthetics. So let's just go right to the August tab and see what we're dealing with here. All right, so what did Coin do yesterday? So we go to yesterday. Here we go. Coin went up 4.15%. Cony went up 3.38%. So that's good stuff right there. All right, so they closed out a lot of trades. What we care about is, did we win, right? That's all we care about. Did we win? Did we make money? So take a look. Again, the easy way to tell is simply by comparing the open price, which is a credit. This is money received, to the close price, which is money paid to close the position. Because always keep in mind, they always close the position. They never let it expire. It's cash settled on the Friday or before if they want, and then they use that same money, in order to open a new position. So if you compare the two at the top, 368 credit, 270 debit, obviously that's a win. Compare the next one, 368 versus 310, obviously that's a win. And so on and so forth. So going down the line, we won every single trade this week, okay? We did. We won every single trade. But this close price, we still paid money. So look how much we paid. 2.1 million, 2.4 million, 1,946,000. So yes, let's be grateful we ended in a profit, but let's not lose sight of how much it did cost us to close this position. Now, why do we care? Well, these losses, these will net against what we're opening for next week, because whatever we're open for next week, we're making money on, right? We are. However, that's kind of, we have to net this big debit, almost 6 million debit with whatever we're making for next week. So let's take a look at what we're making for next week. So they opened, again, various positions. I had to split up the top, because these were all single positions, and then they decided to split it. But either way, enough of that. So I'll just kind of go down the line here. What do we got? We got 212.50. We got about 15,950 contracts, 3.5% out of the money. Yeek. All right, and then we got 215 strike price. We got, I don't know, it's what, 12, 16, 17,100 contracts, 215 strike, 4.72% out of the money. Yeek. All right, so anyway, 5 trading days. That's a little tight. What's their IV and what's their yield? Their IV is 61%. Annualized yield, well, there's a 58, there's a 71, there's an 80. So some of these are aggressive. Clearly, the 3% out of the money seems a little aggressive there. But they got out of it last week somehow. And what did they make on the new trades? Well, this is what they made, okay? 2.5, 2.4, 1.2. So they made good money. However, they did pay out a lot of money on the closure of this past week. So it wasn't really like a win where you're like, yay, ha! And you go run around and you celebrate with your friends. You go out drinking early. No. It was I get to keep my job another day. I just made it. There was that kind of win. So, but at least it's a win. All right. Outstanding shares, nothing. So, here's the recap. We know about 30-day IV, 61%. Outstanding shares, 40,650,000. Net income, 14.8 million. Yes, they have net income. So there is that. That's a distribution of 36 cents a share, daily yield 3 cents a day, daily income 3 cents a day, daily yield 0.2%, annualize that 74%. Okay, good, not bad, good stuff. Here's the fund manager yesterday sweating it out, man, because it was close, it was really close, but they won, so good for them. I'm happy for them. So we have a synthetic loss, so it's 51 million, but we'll ignore that for now. We'll focus on the short call income because at least they have that 14.8 mil. Because again, if there's no synthetic, the synthetic, all it does is it tracks the underlying, right? So sometimes, again, we always say we can't blame the synthetic, although I blame the Nvidia synthetic because it's a different strategic move, I'll say, being nice, but you know what I mean? Like normally it's just, it follows the underlying, it does what it does. We can't control it. But the short call income, these are the weekly calls. If we make money on that, we're going to get paid typically around that. So we're looking at 36 cents per share. This is my new fancy estimator, calculator, whatever you want to call it. And I can use it for Cony at least. And we're looking at $1 right now, which is a 74% yield. So that's not bad. That is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. All right, outstanding holdings. What do we got? We got synthetics. No reason to talk about that. And then we got the 2 calls. We got 2 strike prices for next week. We'll see how it plays out. Net asset value for Cony, 661.1 mil. The NAV is 1626. The trade price is 1623. Okay, that's it for Cony. Last but not least, soon to be GOAT, Misty. All right, what did Misty do? Okay, they did a BSS. So they did a buy call, sell put. All right, that's good. That's normal stuff. And then they sold a call for next week. All right, 800. So they're still getting activity. They're still getting, people buying in. And then what else did they do? They BC'd the call. Okay, so they closed the call for the week. Look what they paid, 18 cents. This is what we like to see. And then they opened a new call for next week, 138 strike, and they got 268. All right, let's plug that in and we'll see what that looks like. All right, Misty over here. So they got a synthetic 139. they added the 800 contracts. What did they have to pay? They paid $14.75 per share for the call, and they got a credit of $21.55 for the put. So they got, in the end, about $600,000. That's pretty good, right? So obviously the put is greater, right? It's greater than the call, because if you look at the strike price, it's at 139, and then MSTR price is at 133. So, but again, they have 63 days to recover from here. So I'm not concerned that they would add to a synthetic that's 4% below the current price. And by the way, that credit gets added into the August profits, so I will gladly take it. So let's go to the August tab and see what's going on. All right, 816, here we go. MSTR, do you believe it? What a day, flat day. It went up 0.86%. MSTY said, screw that, I'm going up 0.95%. So good job, MSTY. Now let's look at the trades, how much they made, how much they didn't make. What did they do here? So they closed the 141 strike. This was the all eggs in one basket position. 18 cents to close. That's nothing. So what they pay? $535,000. So in the end, they had a profit of 10.1 million. So good job, Misty. Good job. All right. Finally, we're making money. All right. So this last trade, I won't talk about. Oh, well, that's the recap. So we'll get into the trades only from yesterday. Then we'll talk about the other one in a second. So here's the 800 contracts. They added 138.50 strike. Okay. 4.1% out of the money. Yikes. And then here's the big position, 29,750 contracts, 138 strike, even less than the other one, 3.73% out of the money. I mean, you had to like ruin it. Like we had such a good thing going, good vibes going, Misty, and then this 3 to 4% out of the money. All right, maybe I'll cut you a break. Let's look at the 30-day IV, 73%. So maybe that's what you yielded. No, you yielded 90 to 105%. So I think you're going a little aggressive there, a little aggressive. So why not go a little further out of the money? Don't know. Anyway, what's the other position look like? Well, at least that one's a little higher. It's a 140 strike. They opened this the other day, and now that sits at 5.23% out of the money. When they opened it, it was 7.39% out of the money. I wish the positions below were 7% out of the money, but they're not. So, yeah. Well, again, we'll see how it plays out. Let's not go crazy here. But here's the credits, by the way, what they made. They made over $8 million in opening all those positions. So outstanding shares, what happened there? Well, of course, it went up because they added the 800 contracts. Yeah, it went up. It went up 375,000. Okay, here's the recap. 30-day IV, we know, 73%. Outstanding shares, 18,525,000. Net income, 18.9 mil. All right, that's good. We have income. Hallelujah. Distribution, $1.03 per share. Woohoo! Daily income, 9 cents. Daily yield, 0.4%. Annualize that, 144%. So again, next week's strikes are tight. Yeah, not good. However, let's enjoy the moment. They're yielding 144% for the weekly trades. So Misty's doing the best of the bunch. Reaction, win. Okay, win. That's them. They won. All right. Not too many other fund managers can say that yesterday. All right, so let's look at the data here. What do we got? We got synthetic loss, 46 mil. But we got short call income, 18.9 mil, which we talked $1.03, right? $1.03 per share. Hopefully that's in line with this thing. Yep, $1.03 per share. So if we throw that into our ROD estimator, we are looking at an estimate of $2.80, which has a 143% yield. Now we are talking, right? We are talking. All right, outstanding holdings. What do we got? We got synthetic, far expiration synthetic, right? Where the heck is it? Oh my God, I highlighted the wrong thing on this one too. So the synthetic is at the top, should be in pink. My Saturday videos are the hardest because Friday is always a crap ton of trades, crap ton. And Friday, luckily there was no baseball yesterday, but still, it's just always chaotic. So this is nothing new, FYI. All right, so where's the other part of the synthetic? So they got 31,180 there. Here's the other part of the synthetic right here, 50 million. So we'll do that. And then they got, they got a bunch of calls right here. So we'll do those blue. Okay, again, we color code to make it easier to read the outstanding holdings. So the 64 mil, this is the put. This is how much it would cost to close the put. The 50 mil here in orange, this is how much our call is worth. And then in blue, we have the sold calls for next week. This is how much they would cost to close, right? But basically the ones, since they just opened some of these, that's basically how much, that's the credit they got, for opening those positions. Anyway, Misty net asset value, it's growing and growing and growing. It's getting there, 435 mil. It's not easy to catch these monsters, but they will. Their NAV is 23.51 and the trade price is 23.48. So pretty good stuff, at least for Misty. The other ones, not so much. All right, so, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. If not, we will try again next week. And again, I just give my opinion on their trades. It doesn't mean I am right or wrong. It doesn't mean they are right or wrong. Again, we pay them. They are the experts. They should know what they're doing, so we should trust their judgment. However, since I cover these funds on a daily basis, typically the same 4 funds for a very long time, I have to give my honest opinion. So sometimes I feel like it should be one way, and sometimes I could be wrong, sometimes I could be right. Who the hell knows? But that's why, again, maybe you don't come here for my opinion, maybe just come here for the numbers, which is fine, but I'm still going to give my opinion, so you're stuck with it as long as you watch my videos. But anyway, so that's why, so today's video, we've had better results on a Saturday morning video, but sometimes they're not going to be that great. And that's why, like if I go to Tesle, and I don't want to do this because there's a lot of Tesle people who love Tesle. I think I could do so much better trading Tesla myself. I do. And that's why I do it. I trade TSLY, the double leverage fund of Tesla. But just look like, okay, yes, they have overall synthetic income of 25 mil, but they have lost for the year, I'm showing 34 million in the weekly income, right? They're losing money on the weekly calls. So I don't, to me, when I do options, I'm not going to lose money. I'm not going to lose my capital. So that's just how I play it. Obviously, they can't do that because they use all the money for options at all times. So it's a little harder when you have to do that. I don't have to do that. Misty, let's see how they did. Again, I've been covering Misty from day one. They have overall synthetic loss of 25 million, but they have short call income from inception of 31 million. So at least, overall they are making money. So again, it's just, I don't know. A lot of it's timing, yes, of course. A lot of it's the underlying, really, like a lot of it is the underlying. But you know what I mean? It's tough. It's not easy. This strategy is not easy. So, but it is what it is. If you enjoy this content, I already said it, but enjoy this content, please hit the like button. It does go a long way. I'm about to hit 15,000 subscribers, which that's pretty awesome in my mind. It feels good. Where do these 15,000 people come from? Who knows? Because I'm just, a schlep, some dude in a garage recording on a phone, typically sweating. Today, not so much. Also today, got to get my ass to the gym early because, lately the gyms have been crowded. At least my gym has been crowded on a Saturday. So if I don't get there when they open, I'm just going to deal with the crowd, which I don't feel like dealing with. So let's hope to get there early. We'll get this video uploaded and we'll do good. So let me know what you guys think about the video today. What do you think of their moves? Are you pissed off? Are you happy? Do you not care? Or do you just invest and not care? Or, how do you feel about it? Let me know in the comments below. And keyword. Oh man, keyword. Oh man, I don't know, man. Gotta be nice, right? So it's just, I don't know. NVDY, it's NVDY. What are you doing, NVDY, right? The keyword is, you guys can say what you want. Keyword is just NVDY something. NVDY good move. NVDY what the hell you doing? NVDY what you smoking? What the NVDY, right? Or freaking NVDY. You could do whatever you want. Let's keep some flexibility here. But NVDY, to me, I don't know. Again, it's just, we'll forget about it next week. But for now, it is what it is. So freaking NVDY, whatever you want to say, something NVDY. So if you made it this far in the video, that's what you do. You type it down below, whatever you choose. All right, so that's all I got for today. I think that was enough. Thank you guys for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care.